as you are aware, majority of our field is in a mature state, and part of that long-term strategy in terms of sustaining our domestic productions, apart from effort like EOR and whatnot, we also need to look at small field. I think within the country we have about more than 100 small field. The small field, the resource base is small, the reserve number is small, number one. Number two, the cost base to develop a small field could be as good as any other field. So I think number one, you have a small reserve base, and number two, the escalating cost of developing a field, regardless small or major field. So I think we need to find ways. How do we simplify the process? How do we help PSC and RC to keep the cost as low as possible and yet meeting minimum technical requirement, minimum technical standard? I thought this could be a means of bringing the small field into production. Okay, in the past, the PSC and RSC operator, they approach PMU for waivers and MOCs. I think moving forward, to help the PSC operators, we develop these guidelines for small field development and operations we call GSFDO, so that will help facilitate and speed up the development of small field. We recognize the need of this GSFDO, and the journey started way back in June last year. Okay? And along the way, there were many challenge sessions, and we've been engaging more than 100 experts from various disciplines, not just within Petronas, but also from PSC and RSC. So more or less, this is kind of industry effort in developing a standard that suit to Malaysian environment. Yeah, with the participation and the involvement of both expertise within Petronas plus the PSC and RSCs.
This guideline for small field development and operations was actually developed based on three things: accumulated knowledge, experience, as well as best practices that we acquired from both Petronas and also the RSC as well as the PSC operators in Malaysia. This GSFDO is applicable to the upstream sector of the small field development and operations and caters only to the offshore facilities. And it shall also be read in tandem with our PPGUA. The first release of this GSFDO deals with surface facilities, and it covers 31 optimization areas for 7 critical disciplines. The optimization areas that you will see highlights areas such as cost effectiveness, reusability, new methodology, as well as space minimization. Subsequent release of the GSFDO may consist areas such as drilling and well completion, approval processes, procurement and contracting strategy, as well as logistics and inventory management.
First of all, I would like to thank the organizer for giving me this opportunity to say a few words on the subject. As all of you may know, the upstream environment in the country, in Malaysia, is turning to be more mature. And as we move forward, we will continue to find many small fields. So the development of these small fields will be very important to the upstream business here in Malaysia. Now, as you may also appreciate, the development of small fields have a different set of requirements and objectives as compared to the conventional size of small fields. First of all, we need to manage the costs very well and to ensure that the project duration is as short as possible. Only if we can manage these two areas, then we'll be able to benefit from development of small fields as a whole in this country. So I hope these new guidelines will give us that opportunity, and in order to ensure that we meet the anticipated or the desired objective of the company as a whole. So I hope no one will see this as another attempt to introduce more bureaucracy. It will be a supplement to the existing standards, and hopefully it will be easier to administer, and also for the affected parties to implement the standards in their projects. Now, as you may be aware, PMU and TNE have been working on the subject for a while already, and we have engaged the relevant PSC contractors on the subject. So as a result of this, we have reviewed the current guidelines and standards which Petronas have in place, and we have tried to accommodate the requirements for small field development and operations. I think here the thinking is that, as I had mentioned earlier, our objective is to ensure a faster project execution and lower cost of development. And we hope with these new guidelines and standards, we will be able to achieve this objective in order for us to mutually benefit from the project execution. So I think we are at the stage that we are ready to launch these new guidelines and standards. I think what we would like to do first is to work with Chegali in a way, to pilot these guidelines within the Ciagali projects. Yeah. So PMU and TNE will be working closely with Ciagali during this pilot stage in order to gain experience and to have lessons learned, so that we can continue to improve on the standards for wider applications to the other small fields here in this country, operated by the other PSC contractors. So that is our plan in moving forward. We also hope to work with the other PSC contractors to introduce these guidelines and procedures as well for small fields operated and to be developed by these other PSC operators. So I look forward also to work with the other PSC contractors in order to make this a success and for the mutual benefit of all parties in the future. Yeah, so that is my expectation on the other PSCs.